Boom! What up, America? Doug Gottlieb Show, Fox Sports Radio. No, you're too kind. You're too kind. We're broadcasting live in the TireRack.com studios, TireRack.com. Hope you get there. Unmatched selection, fast, free shipping, free road hazard protection, over 10,000 recommended installers, TireRack.com. It's the way that tire buying should be. Welcome in. So, how are you? Good? Yeah, me too. We have a big game in Major League Baseball, right? Game 3 of the Mets taking on the Dodgers. Series is tied at 1 apiece. That game is at 8:08 on the East Coast, right? So late start time for the East. But a series tied at 1. Obviously, a tremendous amount of pressure in these two games for the Dodgers to take back home field advantage. We got a little bit of football. I was bored last night, and I'm watching. I'm like, why is there a college game on a Tuesday night? That was weird. Some action on a Tuesday night. But we're getting you ready for what I think is going to be as good a football weekend as you're going to find all year long if you look at the schedules. A lot to get to. But I wanted to start with the biggest football story of the past week and a half has been the Jets. And this was Woody Johnson, the owner of the Jets, having an exchange with reporters.
We want to bring a lot of change this week. You just have to go with your instinct and what's the best thing to build a team, and build a winning team, and most importantly, build a culture.
Are you still optimistic that this season is salvageable?
We're going to kick, you can add the words after that. No, we're going to do really well.
Okay, that's we're going to do really well. Yeah. What leads him to believe that? I mean, there's just been so much change, so much turmoil, so much tumult. Like, what is it? Obviously, you'd think they win the other night if they can simply make a makeable field goal. But the Jets go to Pittsburgh this upcoming weekend, right? Then they go to New England. That feels like a game. Maybe they can be competitive. Maybe they can win. Although it's not like the Patriots are going to lay down for them. Texans at home. Texans are good. Go to Arizona, take on the Cardinals. Colts at home. Okay, maybe. Bye week. Seahawks at home. Maybe. At Dolphins. We don't know if Tua will be back by then. At Jaguars. Rams at home. At Bills. Dolphins. It's not crazy to conceive that they can make the playoffs. This, by the way, is what so many wish the Cowboys would do in terms of all in, which is really go all in. But end of the day, they've tied their horse to Aaron Rodgers, and what if Aaron Rodgers just isn't that good anymore? Right? Isn't that good anymore? I don't know if that's not the way I would go about it. I heard Colin say earlier today that consistency is what's needed, and I would agree. It's level-headed approach. Now, you have to have the right people and you have to trust them. But this is not consistency. And I like the Davante Adams trade. You still run into the same problem where Aaron Rodgers doesn't appear to be the same guy as he used to be. Now, is he good enough? Yeah, he should still be good enough in that division. I'm not a huge Tua guy, although Tua has great weapons, but Tua doesn't have the defense the Jets have. But the Woody Johnson thing, and I have no bone to pick with him, but enough people in the NFL, and you've had enough of these stories, and you've had so much change constantly with this team, stands to reason that people will roll their eyes at things. Stands to reason. I completely understand. Completely. So I sit here and try and wonder to myself, why do the Jets think that constantly changing things is going to make things better? And even if it makes it modestly better and maybe they do sneak into the playoffs, the fact is that Aaron Rodgers likely to be gone at the end of this year, and you're going to start all over anyway. there's an expression in professional sports that goes like this: owners own. Now, owners own is not a positive expression. It's just an expression of when all these other people are doing their jobs and trying to figure out how to get better, and the owner comes in and says, "That's great, but I'm doing it this way because I want to do it this way." That's one of those owners own. It's his money. What are you going to do? And I'm sure Jay Stu's been a part of that, whether it's with this show. If we've done something where he's like, really, I technically would be the owner of the content. Sometimes you have to go along with people in charge. But Woody Johnson has had a history of this, and he's only helping or enhancing that negative reputation based upon the way in which he's done it. And then the other part to it, and I've said this since it happened, like even Aaron Rodgers and the red line comment about Mike Williams, which wasn't needed. All you had to do with Mike Williams, hey, what happened on that the second interceptions? It's just a miscommunication between me and Mike. We got to get on the same page. That's on me. Everybody in the locker room and who watches film and the coaching staff can know that Mike Williams didn't run a red line route. But Aaron Rodgers need to make sure and point out that Mike Williams ran the wrong route. Maybe he thinks that motivated the Jets to go and get Davante Adams. But he easily could have gotten out the podium and then pulled Joe Douglas aside and said, dude, that guy, he's running the wrong route. That ends up costing us the game. And then Aaron Rodgers, his defense would be, hey, I don't want to lie to people. I'm just telling the truth. Okay, then why do you lie to us about Woody Johnson not talking to you about or telling you he was going to make a coaching change? Because no one believes you. No one. Nor should they. So they still have a lot of talent on defense, still have Aaron Rodgers. Now they have two talented wide receivers, pretty good running back. Line's okay. Division, Bills are better with Amari Cooper, but not great. Hey, Dolphins are, eventually they'll get Tua. They're okay. They're not great. And you look at the rest of that, you look at the rest of their schedule and you say, you know what? It's not crazy to think that this is a team that could ultimately make the playoffs. But, man, there's so much dysfunction and so much finger pointing, and Aaron Rodgers throws so many people under the bus. And now you got an interim head coach, whereas Aaron seems to be making at least a portion of the decisions. Doesn't feel like it works. Did you guys remember what we played for you yesterday with Jerry Jones going off on my boy Sean RJ in Dallas? Yeah, Jerry Jones told The Athletic yesterday, I don't know that I would go as far as calling the volume connotation as yelling, okay? But the facts are that if I'm going to be grilled by the tribunal, I don't need it to be by the guys I'm paying. I can take it from fans. I can take it from people. I take a lot of pride in how fair and how much work I try to do with the media. We're brothers and sisters, but I was a little frustrated there today. We got in there as of accounting for decisions made in the offseason, okay? They might as well have gone back to decisions made in 2010. My point is that's from my perspective, there's no question. I'm sure they would have liked to have grilled me like the fans are thinking. But what are you going to do about that? I get it. I get all of that. And really will go along with it. That is the weirdest answer ever. He acts like he's paying Sean and RJ because their station is the flagship holder, which I do they're not paying him, but hey, we're partners. You can't rake me over the coals. On the other hand, he's like, but I'll do it because that's what the fans want.